Michael Bisping has officially labeled Ilia Topuria a prick just days before his massive title showdown with Charles Oliveira at UFC 317. In an interview with Ariel Helwani, Ilia was his usual unapologetic self, talking trash about anyone and everyone. One of his targets, former welterweight champion Belal Muhammad El Matador, brought up their long-standing beef, saying he'd slap Belal if he ever moved up to 170. Ilia has been trashing Belal for months now, mocking him for never finishing anyone and claiming he would lose his belt in his first defense, which, by the way, did happen. Belal didn't take that lightly and fired back, calling Ilia too small to compete with the big boys at welterweight. That back and forth caught the attention of Michael Bisping, who addressed it on his Believe You Me podcast. Bisping didn't hold back, calling Ilia out for constantly stirring the pot and beefing with everyone. What a prick, man. What a prick. Belal has knocked out Sean Brady, but I guess if people are going to talk, they're going to talk. Since when did Belal and Topuria have beef? Bisping seemed genuinely surprised by how many rivalries Ilia is picking up now. The war of words is in full swing. The rivalry has heated up significantly in recent months. Belal has clapped back at Ilia, saying Topuria is turning into the Georgian version of Colby Covington. Ilia didn't waste time. He shot back, calling Belal a crotch sniffer. This isn't just banter. It's becoming one of those simmering tensions that could erupt in the cage someday. MMA fans are watching closely to see if this war of words turns into a war in the octagon. But all the noise aside, the real question is, how's Ilia going to do at UFC 317 against former champ Charles Oliveira? Can he walk the walk after all that talk? Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson got into a back-and-forth argument on the Weighing In podcast, debating how the upcoming Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira fight might play out. Big John's take was simple. Charles won't be able to manage the distance. He argued that once Ilia closes in, which he inevitably will, things are going to spiral downhill fast for Oliveira. He believes El Matador's pressure, timing, and ability to cut the cage will be too much for Charles to handle. But Josh wasn't having it. He pushed back, saying people are forgetting how well Charles has wrestled in his recent fights. According to Josh, DuBronx isn't just going to stand there and trade. He'll mix in takedowns and clinch work to neutralize Topuria's pressure. Big John clapped back, reminding everyone that El Matador has legit wrestling himself, both defensively and offensively, and that shooting on him isn't going to be easy. Then Thompson brought up the height and reach advantage, saying, if Charles can get a hold of a single leg and elevate it high, especially with the size difference, he could take Ilia down and shift the momentum. It really comes down to that. Who wins the range war? Whoever controls the range controls the fight. Does Charles have the ability to keep Ilia on the outside? Big John doesn't think so. He believes Ilia will get into his preferred range, and that's when problems start. Josh thinks Charles will become a wrestler real quick and try to treetop Ilia with single-leg takedowns, using his height and length to his advantage. But John argues Ilia is a hell of a defensive wrestler, and even though he's been taken down before, it won't be easy. With both fighters being as explosive as they are, this fight promises fireworks. Oliveira's experience and finishing ability make him one of the most dangerous fighters in the lightweight division. But Topuria's unbeaten record, vicious hands, and rock-solid takedown defense bring a different kind of threat. Some are calling it a coin flip fight, while others believe Ilia is destined to take over the lightweight division. Tom Aspinall's team is furious with the UFC, especially with how Dana White handled the announcement of Tom being promoted to undisputed heavyweight champion following Jon Jones's retirement. After months of being sidelined and kept inactive due to Jones's situation, you'd think the UFC would at least give Aspinall a moment worthy of the title. Instead, the promotion decided to quietly make the announcement in the middle of the night during a press conference in Baku. And the way Aspinall found out, through a simple text. Tom's father, Andy Aspinall, didn't hold back. He revealed that the UFC's chief business officer, Hunter Campbell, sent a message to both him and Tom saying, Dana has just announced that Tom is the champ. Andy's response was brutally honest. He told Campbell, I can't think of a worse way you could have done it. He went on to call the whole thing careless and borderline disrespectful, saying the UFC didn't put any real thought into the moment. After everything Tom has gone through, being stuck on the sidelines, forced to wait behind Jones for months, it felt like a massive opportunity to honor his journey was completely squandered. Andy says that the heavyweight championship is the biggest title in the sport, And for Tom to find out via text at midnight in England was just plain disappointing. It wasn't just about the belt. It was about the moment. A moment the UFC failed to deliver. We just happened to be awake at the time. It's poor management of Jones and Tom. I like the personnel at the UFC, but for me, they just don't do things right sometimes. Of course, it's a massively successful business, but I think something like that deserves more thought after everything we've been through with this. Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall has remained relatively quiet publicly, but sources close to him suggest he's using this as motivation. With the heavyweight division in flux and contenders like Sergey Pavlovich, Curtis Blades, and Jailton Almeida circling, Aspinall may finally get the active run he's been hoping for. Whether or not Jon Jones ever comes back, it's clear the division has a new face. Now it's time for Tom to prove he deserves that undisputed title and to get the respect that should come with it. Justin Gaethje is making one thing clear. He's not interested in fighting anyone unless it's for the lightweight title. While names like Arman Tsarukyan and Paddy Pimblett are being floated around, Justin has no intention of settling for anything less than championship gold at this point in his career. After defeating Rafael Fiziev in a wild war at UFC 313, Justin believes he's earned his shot. Speaking with MMA Fighting, he said he's waiting for the winner of Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira, and that's the only fight he wants. When asked about his future, the highlight hinted that he's not done yet, but he's only coming back if it's for the belt. He admitted the sport is emotional, and depending on the day, his mindset might shift. But as of now, he's locked in on fighting for gold and nothing else. Justin also didn't hold back when reacting to Topuria's talk about moving up to welterweight to chase Islam Makhachev for a third belt. Topuria, who already left featherweight after just one title defense, seems focused on building his legacy fast. But Justin isn't impressed and thinks the idea of Ilia leaving before defending the lightweight belt sounds ridiculous. I'm waiting for the winner of Ilia and Charles. I'll be there. That's who I want to fight. His move up to one, I can't control any of that, so I don't spend no energy on it. But it sounds stupid to me. That statement drew reactions from the MMA community. Some agree with Gaethje, saying Topuria should prove himself as a dominant lightweight before jumping divisions. Others think he's just capitalizing on the hype. And when you're undefeated and finishing people, that's part of the game. What do you think, MMA fans? Are you down to see Gaethje fight for the belt one more time? While Justin believes he's earned it, a lot of the MMA community isn't so sure. Michael Bisping even said he's already had 2 title shots and got finished in both. So maybe it's time for other fighters to get their chance. But then again, it's Gaethje, you know? It's going to be violence either way. As the division heats up, so does the drama. With Topuria and Oliveira squaring off, Gaethje waiting in the wings, and names like Tsarukyan and Dariush and Chandler still in the mix. The lightweight division is arguably the most exciting weight class in MMA right now. The next few months will be critical in shaping the future of the title picture. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.